Hello and welcome back to this tutorial. In our previous video, we were able to initialize Git on our folder and we converted it to a Git repository, right? And we also were able to stage our files and commit our files. In this video, we are going to be working with branching and merging. So what is the need for branching and merging? Well, let's say you are working as a team on a particular project. For instance, let's take that this module and packages is a full-blown project and then you're working with your team. So one team is to work on the analytics module and another team is to work on the handler module and another thing is to implement inside main.py. So now you see that three persons are working on this module. So assuming we have already hosted this Git on any of the remote repositories like GitHub or GitLab or the rest of them that exist. There are so many, about a few numbers. There are quite a number of them, but we are going to be working with GitHub. So GitHub is one of the most commonly used remote repository where you can push your local repository to. So assuming you have a situation whereby this is applied, you and your team can apply branching. So assuming I'd already pushed this, they can pull it and create a branch of it and work inside that branch. And all the changes that they are making to their own branch will not be applied to this main branch unless the branch is merged back into the main branch. And the reason is that you don't want to break your already working or functional code probably when another person now decides to create something else. Okay, so by the time they are done with what they're doing and they had already finished everything, then the source code that they have written will now be merged back into this main branch. That is the original branch. That is the original place that you've been working with. And by the time it is merged back into this main branch, then it is expected that everything should be working fine at that time. So now we can also decide to practice that without pushing to GitHub, and we could create another branch here and merge it locally. So assuming now I have this particular branch, everything I've worked with here is working perfectly fine, and I now want to start adding something else to this code, and I might need to tamper with this main file, or I might need to just add a few things to this place. So if I know that, well, this might break my code, I can create another branch and start working with that branch so that by the time I am done and everything works out fine, I will now merge it back into this main branch, and by then everything will be working fine, right? So how do we create a branch? Well, we create a branch in two ways. Okay, well, we can create a branch using two different methods. So we can use this as VS Code module. So we can use a VS Code interface and we can say create new branch, and we now give it a name. So I'm going to call it new underscore branch one. So now you can see now that instead of main, we are now in new branch one. That is where we are now. So, and just to show you that we are doing something, that we are no longer in that particular branch that we were before, I'm just going to add a comment here, and I'm going to say new branch added. Okay, so we have this new color change that this file has been modified. Okay, so we need to tell Git about it again. So now, and I am going to just say git add. I could use the dot, or I can just decide to add this main file. So but I'm using the dot. So we are going to write git commit and then a commit message. So you use this -m to tell Git that you're writing a commit message. So I'm going to just write commit, and I will now try to go over to that main branch. So I will now say git checkout main. So now in main branch, we are seeing that that new line we added in new branch is not here. Okay, so we are going to try to merge that new branch into this main branch. Then we are going to say git merge, and then we are going to write the name of the branch we want to merge into this main branch. So I'm going to click this, and now Git is telling us that we have a bit of conflict, and that is because this process data the tsv, maybe there was a few spacing change that happened there. All right, so I am going to try to resolve this in conflict editor. And what this will simply do for me is it will hint me on the new changes. So this one is accept incoming or accept current. So the incoming is what we did, is what is coming from the new branch one, and the current is what is inside the main. All right, so I will say that I want to accept incoming. So now we have this new branch added in the main file. So this is the result of the merge, and I'm going to hit on complete merge. So this dialog box just pops up and a commit message is written in this box. So I'm just going to click on continue and then commit. So I'm going to write this git status again. So we can see now that everything has been, there is nothing to worry about, that the work tree is clean. So that is how you can merge one branch into another. Okay, and if you want, you can create several branches. You can create from here, or you can come here and create, or you can come use the terminal to create another branch. And how can you do that? So we can create another branch by using the git branch command. So you just write git branch and you write the branch name. So I'm going to call it new branch 2, and this simply just creates a new branch for you. Okay, so if I come here, you can now see that I have 3 branches here: main, new branch 2, and new branch 1. So, and if I want to go into this new branch 2, I am just going to say git checkout new branch 2, and you can see now from this from this indication we are inside new branch 2. So I can make changes to this new branch 2 and probably write another comment. I'm in new branch 2, save the file, then run my git add, and commit. So I will write git add and then git commit and pass in my commit message. So I'm going to just write committed. Yeah, and I will now try to go to the other 2 branches. You see that I'm in new branch 2 will not be there. So I'm going to say git checkout new branch 1. So I'll choose new branch 1, and now you see that the line we added in new branch 2 is not here. So I can decide to merge new branch 2 into this new branch 1. So I'm going to just say git merge new branch 2. So remember, we are in new branch 1, so we are telling Git that we want to pull the changes from new branch 2 into new branch 1. So, and now we have that change. We are in new branch 1, and we have that change that we made in new branch 2. And because we don't have any conflict there, apart from the new line that was added, there was nothing about the old code that changed in this in new branch 1 or new branch 2. Okay, so that is why we don't have a merge conflict, right? And also you can decide to create a new branch and immediately check out into that new branch. So remember, the first one we used our code editor, the second branch we used our terminal by just typing a git branch, and then we now checked out into the branch by using git checkout and the branch name. Now, another command that I'm going to show you now is a command that will allow you create a branch and move into the branch immediately. So I'm going to say git checkout, then -b. So this will help you to move to the branch and also create a so this will help you to create a new branch. So this -b will help you to create a new branch and also move there. So checkout will help you to move there. So and then I'm going to call this one new branch 3, and now you can see we are in new branch 3. Okay, and I can add something else here in branch 3, and then save, add and commit. So now I can decide to go to main branch, and from the best of my knowledge, all the things we have in branch 2, branch 1 and branch 2, we don't have it in main branch, right? So I can decide to merge this branch 3 into the main branch. So I'm going to check out main, and we just have this one line. So I will decide to git merge, and I'm merging branch 3 into the main branch. So I'm going to write in, I'm going I'm going to type in my new branch 3, and everything in new branch 3 we now have in main without any conflict. Okay, and if you decide to compare this main branch now with new branch 1 or new branch 2, you say that you see that this I am in branch 3 is not there. So I'm going to use my checkout again, new branch. We can use either 1 or 2 because these two were merged earlier. So you see that I am in branch 3 is not there. So this is how you can play around with your branches. So when you create multiple branches, you can decide to merge them, and it's just for you. The main thing is that you should know that whatever you change in a branch, if you do not merge it into the other one, you will not find it there. All right, so I am going to create another conflict in this branch. So here in this line, so we have this if statement here, and I'm going to type in something like maybe a print statement. So we are going to say we want to print CSV1 and CSV2. So maybe we are going to print JSON part and CSV part. So JSON part, so I'm writing in JSON part and CSV part. So, and with this, we now see now that there is a file change. It's something that is already existing here, right? Then I'm going to add this. So git add, then git commit. So this time I'm just going to say message, and my terminal is telling me that there is nothing to commit, and that is because I did not save this file. So I'm going to save it now, and I'm going to do that again, git add and git commit. So now we have detected that there was one insertion, and the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to check out to the main branch and make some changes in this exact if statement, but a different change, so that we'll have a proper merge conflict and fix it. So I'm going to do git checkout main. Well, so I'll just write something like os.join. I'll just do something like os.path.join. Okay, so this is not exactly a valid command, but I'm just going to use that, and CSV part. Now I am going to save as well and run the add and commit. So, and I'm going to write the commit message to be something a bit different, maybe MSG. Now I'll try to merge this new branch 2 to new branch 1. So remember, this line on new branch 2 is very different from what we have on new branch on this main branch. So I'm going to say git merge new branch 2. So it was on new branch 2 that we made such changes. And now we have a proper merge conflict. So this screen just shows you that there is something wrong. Okay, so the other one says print and the other one says os dot parts dot join. So we are now going to this merge editor again. So you can see accept incoming, accept combination, but place incoming first, right? Or ignore this conflict. Okay, then the current, that is the one in main file, is asking you accept current, accept combination, or ignore. Okay, so now the only, if you want to accept the two of them will be there. Okay, so depending on what you choose, if you choose current first, then this one will be written just above this. So I believe we understand this. And if we, one thing that is going to, that we are going to do now is that I'm going to click accept current. All right, so that is what I have in main.file should remain. So I don't want to accept what is coming from new branch 2, right? So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to accept current. Now we had already accepted incoming in our first example of merge conflict, so I'm going to say accept current. And now we just have what we had in our main branch, so I'm going to click continue merge. Now that we have hit that continue merge, but if you run git status here, so you will see that we still have a merge conflict. All right, that we are still merging. All right, so if we click continue, we are going to see that, and run this git status again, we see that everything has been sorted out. So you will have to, even after you finish with your merge editor and you click complete merge, you still have to come here and commit it, or you can commit it through your terminal by running git commit, right? So I believe you understand this, and I believe this is not so confusing. So that is it for git branching and merging on from your local file. So thank you so much for watching this video, and see you in the next one.